So let's do. All right, I'm gonna watch it. Let's see what he says. The deserved downfall of iDubbbz. What happened to iDubbbz, man? I heard a lot about him and he disappeared, like the Avatar, the last
Just when you
Airbender.
thought Anissa's husband, aka iDubbbz, aka Ian Jomha, couldn't dig himself into a deeper hole, he decides to not just backstab one of his biggest supporters, Ethan Klein, but totally destroy whatever hope he had of Creator Clash 3 succeeding.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake.
Yeah, so that was the most dumbest thing ever. His contact nuke on Ethan would have been a lot better if he didn't have any of like Hassan, Forgan, Denims, or anybody like that, because it really gave a biased take. You know what I mean? It gave like an extreme biased take.
Wake, Ethan. Wake
Even
up.
people call that out.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be uncovering the story of the most mismanaged creator event in internet history, Creator Clash 3. How iDubbbz managed to ruin the event before it even started, what he did to degrade his reputation even further, and why he can't seem to understand it's all his fault. Last year, I made a separate video discussing the first two Creator Clash charity events, as well as how iDubbbz managed to simultaneously sour both his reputation and the event's goodwill through a petty feud. Between 2021 and 2023, iDubbbz and the creator Sam Hyde found themselves locked in a number of heated exchanges.
Why do they hate each other, by the way? I don't know who Sam Hyde is. Who's Sam Hyde?
Banning him and the fighter he trained from attending Creator Clash, to Sam calling him a cuck for supporting his wife's OF account. The two were locked in an ever-escalating beef that was ruining the fanfare around the event.
Were you under the impression that you were going to be on this card at any point?
No, I didn't think I was going to be on the card, but I didn't realize at any point that I was going to be blacklisted from a charity event. That I got 5 front row tickets. It was $10,000, and it's for charity. And supposedly I'm going to be refunded this money. So I guess he wants me not around badly enough that it's worth taking away $10,000 from charity.
While the first installment of the Creator
What?
brought in over $1 million for charity,
Yeah, it was successful.
a complete bust, and
Yeah, it was a good yeah.
$50,000. One thing of note during this entire controversy was iDubbbz's extreme sensitivity to criticism. Whenever fans or creators like Sam called him out for denouncing the edgy persona that built his career, iDubbbz would immediately overcorrect by either trying to silence the criticism or doubling down on hating the man he used to be.
I've realized that I need to be crystal clear about what I believe, so there's no room for ambiguity. I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel, and I've also created a culture of apathy and, I don't know, a lot of like cruelty as well. Like, you know, some of the videos I've made have been very not edgy. I don't think they you know, some of these videos were edgy. I think they were just outright cruel. So I don't want people to, you know, get it confused.
Personally, guys, never apologize for your past to showcase how you change. Because the past is the past. Is that weird to say? I feel like he should not apologize. He did what he did. He know what he did. And just move on from it. It is what it is. Because back in the day, that was the content. That's what YouTube was. Edgy content. That's what we have content creators like Filthy Frank and Thrive. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't apologize. Because the people watched. And people cheered. And people liked it. Don't apologize for the past. Stop being a bitch. Like, that's your past. And then if obviously you want to change with the times, all right, cool. You're doing that with your actions. You don't have to say it. You don't have to apologize for it. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. But like, that's how I see things. It's like, what the fuck? Who gives a shit? It's your past. Are you still doing the same thing? Have you changed? Like, just, you know what I mean? Like,
about, you know, where I stand. I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and
but it worked. You gained from that. You got your audience because of that.
This long to acknowledge it.
While the controversy cost him more than 700,000 subscribers and left a mark on his reputation, iDubbbz was mostly able to put it behind him and resume uploading content in the months that followed. However, by the 4th of February 2025, iDubbbz would take yet another sip from the well that had poisoned his career when the Creator Clash Twitter account announced the next installment of the charity event. Despite the previous controversy surrounding iDubbbz and the Creator Clash brand, viewers were more than willing to give the event and its associated charity streams another shot, with comments like, "I had literally zero idea this was even happening. I think this was a great idea to promote the actual event coming up, but this live stream itself needed to be announced ahead of time. This was fun and looks like it has lots of potential to get lots of money for charity if you advertise it a bit. I'm sure lots would show up and donate. Please promote the event more than last year. I want to see it be successful." The positivity around the event wasn't just limited.
Which isn't that's the funniest thing ever, man. The content nude that he did for Ethan Klein, he never promoted Creator Clash 3. He never promoted it, dude. Like, even though like the video did backlash, but that still would have promoted the charity. Like that's so dumb.
Limited to the comments, as many viewers eagerly supported the stream with several generous donations.
Oh, thank you, Ethan and Hila, for the 1,000.
Oh, Ethan and Hila, $1,000 bucks. Woo!
For stand up to cancer.
The
As
fake
iDubbbz's charity
friends.
event was gaining momentum, one of its biggest supporters was facing a very unsettling situation. Around March 2025, Ethan and his family became the target of a disturbing harassment campaign when Child Protection Services was falsely called to his home after he mentioned that they could have contracted Giardia from their dog.
Sonny's crawling around, he's putting everything in his mouth, he's at that age, he has Giardia.
Oh shit.
Oh,
And now Hila has Giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
What can I do to not get it? From
Yeah, I'm
you?
trying
Yeah,
to.
what-
Because I'm not trying to get
Can
No,
we crank the
it's-
AC maybe?
Is it?
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
While the manner in which his family contracted the disease might suggest some hygiene concerns, Ethan strongly believed it wasn't serious enough to warrant a CPS visit to his home.
It turned into this whole snark narrative that our house is a mess, that there's dog shit everywhere, that Sonny is eating shit and getting Giardia, and that, you know, etc., etc. And well, it culminated in somebody finally an anonymous call went into them on the 3rd, saying that they were somebody that works at the house, and they wanted to report us because our kids are crawling around eating dog shit and getting viruses, and they were able to provide enough details because of what I said on the show
On the stream?
to make it appear that it was somebody. He said, like, when he first showed up, he's like, it's somebody that you know who made the report.
The incident got so deep that Ethan and Hila would go on a several minutes long rant about how their close friend iDubbbz and Anissa didn't bother standing up for them in the face of online harassment, something they gladly did for the Jomhas months prior.
Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times, because, like, why would I not? It was crazy. It's crazy. People were shitting on you and Ian because you did. Of course I was gonna stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me. So,
The problem.
okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
For a bit of context, the new friends Hila and Ethan were referring to were a group of creators associated with Hassan Abi. Ethan and Hassan frequently clash over different political topics, and the debates often get personal. Considering iDubbbz's association with both parties, you'd expect him to stay neutral and not pick sides.
Yeah, that's the best way of doing it.
Unfortunately,
Stay neutral.
being neutral, as iDubbbz
Stay
is
neutral,
about to
bro.
portray his friend in the
Be in the
worst
middle,
ways.
man, not a
Since
side.
April 2025, iDubbbz would revive the
The reason why I say stay neutral, be in the middle, is because you want to promote your charity, and in charity you don't want to be a side. You just want to promote a charity. That's it. You know what I mean? Like that's the you shouldn't like destroy your charity because I don't know uh for certain political for political beliefs, for certain like uh internet bullshit drama, like you know what I mean? It's like you want to get the biggest mark you can get, and by picking a side in the political world, you are making that market into a 50% market instead of a 100% market. Just saying. Like it's marketing 101. Like I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand what these people are doing. They do in the video game world, and now they did it in the content world. Why the fuck are you attacking your fan base? Why the fuck are you destroying what you're building? When you're creating something for entertainment purposes, if you have something in Horizon for entertainment purposes, the best thing to do is to shut the fuck up and not pick a side. As much as you maybe really want to, as much as you really want to say something, shut the fuck up. Because the most important thing is your charity, not your fucking self-belief or whatever. It's your goddamn charity. That's important, right? So you want to make the most of it, not destroy it. And guess what happened? The charity got fucking destroyed. It obviously may resurrect too, but the new people now. But still, like, it got fucking destroyed because his dumbass wouldn't shut the fuck up and pick a fucking side. Like, bro, what the fuck? Stay in the fucking middle, dude. And that's what happens to like some like the video games, the voice actors. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Just promote the product and entertainment out of it. Don't fucking pick a side. Like, that's not your job.
Legendary Content Cop series with an upload dedicated to dissecting his former friend Ethan Klein.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Wake up, Ethan.
Ethan, wake up.
Wake up. Since anyone? Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not gonna do a react content yet, chat.
I'm listening. Nobody's told you to wake up, Ethan.
Yummy, I love Sabramos.
It's time to wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Just wake up.
According to iDubbbz, the content
That video
Ethan
backfired
was
hard.
for 2 reasons. 1, Ethan's recent attack on him during the H3 podcast, and 2, Ethan's inability to handle political discussions.
Guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers, you trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic. Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine, you know, we don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic.
From iDubbbz's perspective, Ethan's personal connections and humorous approach to content creation made him ill-equipped to handle a particular political discussion. He even went so as far as to describe his coverage as propaganda.
He's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is
the context world of political stuff, guys, man. Holy fuck.
keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
Political debates aside, iDubbbz would spend the vast majority of the video responding to his recent falling out with Ethan and justifying why he wouldn't speak for his former friends.
I'm not gonna assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
When it came to Ethan talking about the people who spread rumors about him, iDubbbz made it seem like he was overreacting.
But that's a personal thing. What? They didn't ask defending of their political beliefs. They asked them to defend them as a friend. Yo, what up, Duan? How's it going? Are you a bot? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, okay, I guess in some level, I guess understand if he didn't want to say anything with like defend on the political aspect of things, right? Whatever's. Like, is he talking about when the H3 girlfriend asked for like, hey, why you didn't defend me against this CS bullshit thing that happened? It has nothing to do with political. It just has to do with friendship. Am I wrong? Unless like the time, unless it's like obviously it's out of context and stuff. But like when I'm looking at this, so is he ever gonna get banned for spreading terrorism? I have no idea what's happening right now. I mean, it's gonna get crazy now with like all the stuff that's happening. I'm not gonna get into it for obvious reasons, but like I'm just thinking about it as like a personal thing. Like I'm trying to like keep the political as much as possible away. It's gonna be very hard to do this on this video, but it's very late, so I'm like, why not? Let's see what we can do. But yeah, that makes zero sense to me. Like it makes zero sense. But if he's talking about like, the reason why we want support your this political belief because we have a different take on it or something like that. I don't know. But it's just very weird. It's very strange, man. It's very strange of like of what iDubbbz video. What I remember, it's been a while, man. I'm gonna be honest. And I watched it off stream. I didn't watch it on stream. It was like literally not necessary because, like I said before, the main objective of his streams and content should have been about the creator class 3. That should have been the most promoted thing, not this political bullshit, because that doesn't matter for your creator class. That's for fucking charity. I said this before. Just focus on the charity. Focus on fun, entertaining content, not the fucking content cup like a fucking idiot. To separate your audience even further. Like that makes zero fucking sense.
And that it wasn't as serious as they made it out to be.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know. Yeah.
Which I'll show up. Denims is
Denim.
actually participating in this whole child protective service lie.
Yeah.
Which I'll
and if
show
you're
you guys
friends with them, then you're saying what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me.
Something worth noting is how iDubbbz doesn't mention that Ethan and Hila were targets of a false CPS call or online harassment. Instead, he focuses on how their call out affects him emotionally.
This is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
By the end of the video, iDubbbz thought it was necessary to bring in a therapist to analyze Ethan's behavior, and he had this to say.
From the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry.
I believe this guy apologized to Ethan and said he was wrong.
And will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy
He never did.
Unfortunately, Unfortunately,
It never did.
not change his grade, but that's okay because this is the internet. Anyone can have their own official apology rating system. So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just based on my own feelings and my own rubric.
Analyzing Ethan's behavior wouldn't be the only reason the therapist was there, as he also gave iDubbbz the opportunity to cry about his own problems in hopes of garnering some sympathy from viewers.
See the dynamic of Ethan and Neil, like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like, if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them. Right, sometimes that makes it worse for them.
It goes without saying, but iDubbbz's latest content cob didn't go over well with fans. From
No, it didn't.
500,000 dislikes.
It
to
literally
having
ruined
the
his.
section
It
roasted.
ruined his rap.
Viewers saw iDubbbz's video as more of a personal attack against Ethan rather than a coherent criticism of his content.
That's exactly what it was. Like, it was a
Discussing
biased take.
iDubbbz's behavior, as Ethan got to share his thoughts about the video live on his stream.
Use the For You tab. For all you know,
This is your own? You don't know what's on my feed? Let's not address the fact that my friend called Gila a genocide baby kill.
Wait, your friend did?
His friend.
Oh, his friend. Okay.
Let's not address that. Let's address this by saying, you don't know what's on my feed. Are we really okay? We're really taking this on.
I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not gonna throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment.
Okay, that's how you want to describe being a virulently fucking anti-Semitic and hateful, as a weird moment.
He still made no mention that CPS was called on our children and that guy was
Celebrating
it.
justifying it.
Whether iDubbbz knew it or not, attacking Ethan with a politically charged narrative was about to cost him more than a few dislikes and harsh comments, as his controversy bled into the latest iteration of Creator Clash. By the 29th of April 2025, one of the main fighters for the Creator Clash 3 event, Harley Morenstein, tweeted that he would no longer be participating in the charity event. While Harley didn't state why he was dropping out of the event, users speculated that it was due to iDubbbz's political views and association with Hassan Nabi, someone that Harley had been at odds with in the past. However, looking at his conversation with Nicholas Diorio a few days prior, it seems Harley already had concerns about how the event was being handled.
Done the next day. So now the fight is over and we all slept in the hotel, us and you know, everyone on Twitch that got brought down. We all slept there, and the next day was this party. And I remember going to the party and seeing like professional photographer. I remember seeing some girl
Did I
singing
see
on
this?
stage, and a guy telling jokes after. And in my head, I was like, someone flew that girl down. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it. I saved
She
it.
may
I
have
saved
also
it.
gotten paid to be here. I'm looking at the food on the table. I'm not really hungry. I'm like, all this food. I'm like, I was with my partner at the time. I was like, I don't know if everyone here is analyzing it the way I am, but we paid for this party. I thought money was going to charity still. So I'm like, money's going to charity, but
Oh, no, we come first. That's another thing that came out too, by the way. Like, no, we come first, guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got the link. I saved it to my wish list right now. I can just have it there. When I need to buy it, it's not that expensive. I just need to see what I need to do to get it. Pretty much like I have 1 week to like really calculate everything and see if I have some money left on the side, because that'd be really good for me. I could really use this for sure, 100%. Like, oh yeah, the tripod. Is there another? Let's see. There's different colors. Whatever. So I'm good for that. I wonder, is there a hold up. Where is it? Okay, never mind. We're good. So yeah, I saved it.
like this party is paid for by us because we were supposed to get a bonus on top of it all.
Yeah, so you guys didn't
And
know
I was-
how bad it really was, and then you were
A
like,
bonus?
did they throw us under the bus, or?
No, that's when I found out the sick kids paid for that party, not us, actually.
Whatever his reasons were, the fact remains that Creator Clash had lost one of their biggest fighters, and it
Yeah.
would be a struggle to replace him. Speaking of struggles, the event's organizers were having trouble selling tickets and had to remove some of the available seats to make sure the venue looked less empty. In a bid to save the event, iDubbbz reached out to several other potential fighters, but none of them were willing to take the offer.
Ice Spice Titan was one of them.
DM'd me, and he asked, how much do you weigh? So I think he's gonna try to get me in Creator Clash, which, by the way,
You will never do.
before that comes out and before that gets invited, and before I get invited to that, I'm not interested.
As if things couldn't get any worse, and
The reason why he wasn't interested because he's associated with Hassan. Takedown and Hassan have beef with each other, obviously with Asmongold, etc. So like, when you made an alliance, I'm telling you, that's when you fucked up, dude. That's when you fucked up, and that needs to be said clearly, man. When you're doing something, when you're making a product, when you're showcasing a show, you want to be unbiased. You want to be in the middle. You do want to pick a side. That's why, like, there's companies like WWE. They don't pick a side. Of what I know, they don't pick a side. For the most part, they just stick with entertainment. When you look at entertainment streamers, they don't pick a side. They just look for entertainment. Because that's what like their main thing is. That's what they go for. Now, if you want to pick a side, you got to be smart with it. You gotta make sure who your audience is, and and also like who supports you, etc. That's why like Texone, he picked a side. Asmongold, he picked his side. Asan, he picked his side, etc. Like they all pick their sides. It is what it is. It's not like the worst thing in the world. But when you have an event like Creator Clash, like you're saying this, don't pick a side. You don't. It's kind of weird saying this, but like, you don't have the privilege to pick a side. That's so weird saying it, but you don't have the privilege to pick a side. You got to take your personal beliefs out of you and just showcase why the event is gonna be fun and awesome to watch, and why it will be great for you to watch and go for the charity. Simple as that. You cannot pick a side.
another fighter, Lena Ayed, also dropped out of the event the following day.
It is with great regret that we announced that Lena will not be participating in Creator Clash either.
Yes. First off, I apologize to any of the fans who were going to see Lena. It's been a lot, and Lena's just sort of been thrown in the middle.
You'd think with all these hits to the Creator Clash brand, iDubbbz would focus on salvaging the situation and de-escalating the controversy. Unfortunately, it seems he only wanted to make things worse. On the 3rd of May 2025, iDubbbz released a content deputy on Ethan and tried to blame him for the downfall of Creator Clash 3.
I was hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anissa. Unfortunately, I was wrong in thinking that, because Ethan, in a desperate attempt to attack and smear Anissa and I, he started attacking our charity event.
From iDubbbz's perspective, the backlash he and Anissa received was unjustified, and instead of taking accountability, they decided the best course of action was to hand over the event to their business partners.
Now, with this recent revelation that people are just
and more things came out, by the way.
To attack Anissa and I, Anissa and I have decided to step away from Creator Clash. We have relinquished control to our business.
Best decision ever for the class, by the way. Best decision ever.
They know exactly what they're doing. They run events on a regular basis.
For the rest of the video, iDubbbz addressed various points Ethan made against the Content Cop video, with the main one being on how he didn't mention the false CPS call.
The main criticism that I was seeing online with my video from Ethan and Hila is that I didn't mention the CPS call. I wonder why I wouldn't mention the CPS call. Could it be that the CPS call happened the same day that you were shit-talking me, and I didn't have any chance to defend myself? You just immediately, in the same podcast, right next to each other, said, CPS call was very traumatic. And then you said, fuck Ian and Anissa. And you linked those together, you kind of layered those flavors, and then Anissa and I got a bunch of harassment. We had nothing to do with the CPS call. What are all these comments on your Reddit saying like, it happened because of the CPS call. I don't entirely blame your audience for getting confused because number one, it's a fucking cult, and number two, you can't even get the timeline straight.
The way iDubbbz was framing the situation.
I'm gonna give it a buck. Every streamer fans has a cult. Kaisenat fans is a cult. Extra Emily fans is a cult. Face Clan fans is a cult. Like they all behave like a cult in some ways. All right, let's keep it a buck. Like let's keep it a buck, right? Like it's because like they're demoted to like their creator, their streamer, etc. So now some people take it too far. Most people are just like, I'm just a fan of this person. That's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't get that.
Situation made it seem like people were blaming him for the CPS incident, but that wasn't the case. People called him out for not mentioning it in his Content Cop video or acknowledging that it was the reason for Ethan's outburst. He even went as far as justifying the CPS call by claiming Ethan's viewers would naturally be concerned.
So of course, Ethan, having made so many enemies over the years,
Idiot.
other people react to his content. And when other people see that he's talking about his children getting giardia from dog poo, people are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS.
iDubbbz was desperate to paint Ethan as the villain, but similar to his recent Content Cop, viewers weren't going to take his side, expressing their dissatisfaction with comments like, learned the ability of empathy until it comes to frivolously calling CPS on someone. Quote, actually, it's a good thing you almost got your kids taken away, from Mr. Empathy, as well as, never let YouTubers use the word empathy ever again. What makes this video even more laughable.
This is what I mean. Like this is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean, because if you come up like his video, his apology video about his past, he literally talks about empathy. He want to be more kind. He want to be more understanding, and he does the opposite, right? But if he never made that video, if he was more of like, I did what I did in the past, that's in the past. Just let me do my thing, and I'll showcase how I changed, or something like that. Or something similar to that. I don't think people were saying writing that right there. I'm just saying.
Is how iDubbbz automatically assumed the internet would take his side and stated the dislikes on his original Content Cop were completely inaccurate.
Also, for all the people who touch grass, I want to remind you to click the like button on this video, not so it goes in your algorithm or anything, just specifically so that we can add a counter narrative, or I can get an idea of how much astroturfing is out there, because I know that a lot of these fuckers, they love their dislike button extensions. And I saw that shit and I was like, what the fuck? These are all like fabricated numbers. The like-dislike ratio was like 80-20 on my video, and then they tried to create a narrative of like, no, people actually hate this Content Cop, guys. It's actually so much worse.
Ironically, by sharing that metric, iDubbbz just proved how accurate said dislike extensions were. As one user on Twitter would put it, he then shared a screenshot providing analytics from a previous video at 61.7% ratio. However, the YouTube dislike extension showed that same video at 61.37% ratio. Seeing all of this unfold from a distance, Ethan decided to dedicate an entire section of his recent podcast appearance to clowning on iDubbbz, and shared this prediction about the future of Creator Clash.
Very proud of the event that we made with Creator Clash. It's still happening,
No,
June
it's not.
28th.
This event is not happening. Obviously, I'm making a prediction. I don't think this event is happening.
And he
I
was
think this is gonna
right.
Go
He
down
was
as one
right.
of the most monumental failures.
He was right.
In YouTube history by a
He
creator.
was right.
And I was joking, but now I think it's actually true that this is going to make TanaCon look like the fucking Tony Awards.
Since writing and editing this video, iDubbbz and Anissa have somehow made the situation around Creator Clash even worse. From even more fighters dropping out, to the charity aspect of the event being totally debunked. Everything surrounding Creator Clash has only degraded with each passing day. Regarding the charity side of the event, it was revealed that Ian and Anissa were taking 34% of the event's profits before any donations were made. And if that wasn't bad enough, they refused to explain where the proceeds of the events were.
What the fuck? What the fuck? When I saw that, I was like, bro, You're taking 34%? Are you fucking kidding me? It should be like 2% or 1, like it should be very low, bro. 5%, not 34 fucking percent. Bro, if people know about this from the Creative Clash 1 and 2, people would not have donated to this event. Not that many people would donate to this event. Because that's fucking bullshit. That's not how that works. I understand that people have to make their money back in order to continue like everyone has to like, you know, pay their bills and live, all kind of stuff. Expensive. I understand that part aspect of things, right? But to make 30%, a further 34% profit share originally allocated to Ian and Anissa, what the fuck?
Were actually going while placing everything under the guise of it being for quote charity. As one of their former commentators, Wade Plemons, put it,
problem is you don't hear the enthusiasm about it being charity event, charity event, charity event, charity event, charity event, over and over and over here, like it was marketed when it came to fruition. Now, all the stuff they're saying there is legitimately what they tried to do. They want it to be a party. They want it to be like VidCon. They want it to be like influencers all gathered in one place. That's what happened. I did see a lot of influencers there. I did feel a little bit out of place and like it was a bit more VidCon-y than an actual fight event and like a party, all under the guise of a charity event.
These concerns were further echoed by iDubbbz's former trainer, who added more context on where all the money from the previous Creator Clash went.
I think it was you, Kate, that mentioned that he and Anissa did in fact pay for Hassan and all of his compadres to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
What?
Yes. Yeah, so they were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors of like some place, like a nice suite place, but it wasn't extravagant at all.
As if that wasn't embarrassing enough,
what the
their
fuck?
clips also revealed just how much of a stranglehold Anissa had on iDubbbz's training routine and life.
That makes zero sense. Like I understand you want to invite certain creators to promote the event and stuff like that. I get it. It's a marketing strategy, but you don't invite 300 people for the charity event. You want them to like maybe have a free ticket maybe or some kind maybe, but you don't fly them out. Not everybody. Hell no. They would fly themselves out for the most part. If it's for charity, they're like, yeah, hell yeah, I will let you go. You know, I'll make sure I'll go. Because they have the income for that, you know what I mean? Especially streamers, for the most part, especially like the big streamers, they have the money to do it. They'll do it. If they want support, they will do it. But I understand. I understand you want to invite some creators for a marketing strategy. I get that part, right? But what? Bro, so stupid, man.
They didn't want to take time to get to know the boxing community.
Yeah.
She acted like she was better than the boxing community.
Yes.
We were in a boxing gym called Top Rank one time, and there was a guy named Jay Prince who was like the manager for Floyd Mayweather, manager for Andre Ward, and all these very high-level boxers. So for me, that's a big deal. And the owner of the gym was kind enough to introduce us, and she was like, no, I don't want to meet him. Ian's tired. We don't want to meet him.
Yeah,
Wait, I don't want to meet him because of what?
Yeah.
Ian was tired.
Yes.
She would tell Ian when he was tired. One time we ended sparring, and afterwards everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry.
Controlling iDubbbz and hindering his training wasn't enough for Anissa, as she allegedly had an open crush on one of his sparring partners.
What I've heard is that she was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
Ain't no way.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
In retrospect, iDubbbz could have avoided all of the backlash if he hadn't tried to throw one of his biggest supporters and collaborators under the bus. Even after being rightfully called out for that, iDubbbz still felt he was in the right and tried to spin the narrative in his favor. Sadly,
Are you
his
serious?
efforts have only alienated the fans and creators who stood by him for most of his career. With his subscriber growth consistently in the negative and hype around Creator Clash completely fading, one can only hope that this fiasco will be enough to make iDubbbz see the error in his ways. And potentially for the better, the event was also postponed to October 25th, 2025.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Like I say, his mistake was choosing a side. He was a dummy for that. iDubbbz was a big dummy for that, man. Fun fact, iDubbbz was friends with Donut Operator at one point. They got mad at Donut for making an OnlyFans joke because he thought it was about his wife in contact. Is it really that fragile? I did not know he was that fragile. Who would have thought a person who did like Content Cop, who did like edgy content back in the day, is this fragile? Like, what happened to him? If you haven't developed empathy by the age 32, you aren't a late bloomer. You're a sociopath. Of course. Well, not a sociopath, but like, when you're a YouTuber, especially back like where you're a content creator, a lot of them are selfish because you have to be in order to grow. That's why a lot of people do certain things, or even questionable, to grow their channels and stuff like that. So empathy is there, but it's not really in the forefront. Content comes first. I think about the thing about Joji is that he left his pink eye person in the past and transitioned into the best music career possible. Meanwhile, iDubbbz is a shell of what he used to be. That's the difference. He didn't like Joji will always have the respect of people, even though he did like some of the most edgy content of all time, dude. But why? He didn't apologize for his past for the most part. He just it's like that was me, but I'm no longer Filthy Frank. That's why he never brought him back. He's just Joji now. That's who he is now. He's just music. And guess what? A lot of people don't even know about his past because he doesn't talk about it. He moved on. Don't operator could whoop his ass. I read that already. That is true. That is very true. But yeah, dude. iDubbbz Content Cop, man. Wow. It literally destroyed his career. Or not career per se, but like it literally destroyed a lot of things of his life, and it's not gonna cause him more stress in his life now. Especially especially if Creator Class 3 for somehow makes a miracle and becomes very successful without them. Oh, chef kiss, bro. Because if Creator Class comes out, like the new owners come out unbiased and invites everybody to be a part of it and be like an entertainment event, that will be chef's kiss on iDubbbz. I'm pretty sure you'd be like, fuck, bro. Who the F buys Anissa's OnlyFans? Shame on you? Bro, I'm gonna be honest. If someone has a big platform, like I don't know if Anissa has a big platform, but like she's known. I'm pretty sure there's enough people will be like, I'm curious. I want to see what everybody's like. I just want to see. I'm curious. Here's $5, like or something, you know. Curiosity is the big thing, guys. Curiosity is a big thing. Important to mention that no one eaten suddenly had giardia. I don't know what that. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. I was like, I don't know what that means, but they just said it in the video. The only suspected they did, a doctor's visit confirmed none of them caught it, only the dog. So essentially, online trolls called CPS on them for the crime of being worried. Taking their child to the doctor, Ian said that was justified. Wake up, Ethan. Part cringes me all the time. I think they should have wake up because that shit was like, damn, bro. Like even I'm becoming biased to a certain extent at this point, dude. It's very hard to like to understand the other side. It really is. You know what I mean? It's like it's so hard to look at both sides. You know? It is very hard to do that, especially all this stuff, dude.